Hey everybody, so my mom and I are going to show you how to make dumplings. And are we going to do Jiang Bao today or just steamed dumplings?
Jiang Bao.
Okay, so today we're going to teach you how to make Jiang Bao, and it's basically like steamed dumplings, but then we pan fry it, we sear it at the bottom so it's nice and crispy. And yeah, we're going to take you through the steps and see how things go. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. My mom has already diced up the scallions, aka green onions, as well as the ginger. You want to dice these pieces very finely because their flavor is rather strong. You don't want anyone biting into a big hunk of ginger. So what she's doing right now is she's incorporating both of these things into the meat mixture and cutting them up at the same time. This is a great way to evenly mix the green onions and the ginger with the meat mixture evenly, as well as making sure that they are very, very finely diced. And continuously incorporates more meat inside and continuously dices so the pieces get finer and finer. She also evenly mixes the soy sauce this way, as you can see her pouring it in and continuously chopping. So this also still dices the ginger and the green onions, as at the same time mixing them very well with the meat and soy sauce. Now we are adding salt and then trying to mix it evenly with chopsticks. This is going to take a lot of wrist and arm work, guys, so get prepared for a workout. To add more savory, fragrant taste and smell, we add sesame oil, which is super, super delicious, and it also allows the meat to have a more savory flavor, and it's much easier to mix the meat mixture. And now we are cracking an egg, usually 2 eggs for so much meat, but we're going to try to go healthier and also add egg whites. So the egg will also give the meat more moisture. You want to give the meat more moisture because you don't want it to be dried out while it's cooking. That is a pretty common thing. Egg whites from Costco. Try to mix as much as possible, especially, try to dig up stuff from the bottom so everything is very evenly mixed and coated. Now I'm adding more water. Meat has a tendency to absorb water very quickly and easily, and we want that water to burn off. We don't want the meat to lose its moisture. So here's an additional way of incorporating more moisture into the meat. Mixing, mixing, mixing. And your last step in adding to the meat mixture should be cornstarch, but I think I'm going to add some more water to it. Yes, they're adding just a little bit more water. You can see how much easier it is to mix the mixture right now. Okay, so the importance of cornstarch is it acts like a sealant. It really helps retain and keep that moisture while the meat is cooking, so it doesn't lose moisture that easily. And you put however you feel like you want to put. So we have transferred this to a bigger bowl, and I have been mixing it for a while to make sure all the flavors and the sauces and the salts are evenly distributed, and we are going to move on to our next step. We have already washed the cabbage leaves, and now we're dicing up the cabbage to mix in with the meat mixture. You don't have to dice them up too finely. It really depends on what kind of texture you're going for. My mom likes a crunchier texture, so we're not going to dice them up super small. But it is easier to cut them up into more even overall pieces if you start off with thin slices, as my mom is very expertly doing it right here. Hey everybody, as you saw demonstrated by my mother, we were chopping up the cabbage, and this is me chopping up my cabbage. It's not as beautiful as my mom's. Hers is like so much better, but anyway, so that's what we're doing, just prepping, a lot of prep work. My mom's cleaning the kitchen table so we can knead the dough and roll it out to make the dumpling skin, like the wrap that's around the dumpling. And that's what we're doing now. So we're making the stuffing inside, and then the bread is currently has been kneaded, and it's currently in the process of rising. So yeah, and we will continue. So we're adding the salt to draw the moisture out of the cabbage, because lettuce and leaves and things like that contain a lot of water, and we don't want the inside of the dumpling to be super soggy and wet, because that would be a bad texture. We want it to be juicy but not soggy, so we're using salt to draw out the water from the cabbage. Hey everybody, so now we have completed the prep work for making the dumplings. My mom did most of it this morning, to be honest. What we just showed you was like a small portion of it, and she was just doing that to teach me. I'm going to show you the dough that is rising in the oven. There's a really cool trick if you want the dough to rise well, to double in size, is you turn on your oven light and you put the dough in. And the heat from the oven light is just enough to help the dough rise without killing the yeast. So there it is. It's already kind of big. It was much smaller before, but that's the dough rising inside the oven. And it already has yeast and warm water added to it and everything. It's been in there for at least 15 minutes or so. It has to be there for a total of about half an hour. So that's what we're doing. We're just waiting for the dough to rise, and then we shall combine the cabbage. Where's the cabbage? Okay. We'll combine the cabbage slowly with the meat. The ratio of like meat to cabbage is definitely your own preference. And you don't have to use cabbage. You can use celery, you can use leek, you can add green onions. You don't have to use, you can use whatever kind of meat you want. Chinese, we traditionally use pork. So yeah, so we're just going to hang out, wait for the dough to rise, and see how things go. My mom, when she was young, she used to watch my grandmother in the kitchen. She learned everything from her. And I'm learning everything from my mom, so I can make delicious food. Ha 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 ha. And videotaping it just in case I forget some steps. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Hi everybody. So after adding salt and waiting for a little bit, and the salt will draw water of the cabbage, the most important step is you really need to like put it in your hands and like squeeze all of the water out, and you'll see an enormous water come out of cabbage. Because we don't want the inside of the bun to be too soggy, and also make the bun fall apart too. And then after you squeeze the water out of the cabbage, you mix it, you put it in, and someone else is going to be mixing. You put it into the meat, I don't know, meat mixture, and you mix it with the meat mixture. And if you want to, because it's very popular in many Asian dishes, to add white pepper to it. I personally really love white pepper. I think it tastes really good, so I would like to add a lot, but here we go. That's the final product. And if you want to, you can just taste test a little bit to see if there's enough salt or soy sauce or to whatever taste that you want. So yeah, and then the rest of the meat is here. We shall make other things another time. This time we're using cabbage. Another time I think we're going to use celery, and then another time we're going to use leek. So that is that. So this is what I mean by taste testing it. You grab a little bit of it, and you stick it in the microwave. It's raw meat and raw egg, okay? I don't want anyone getting salmonella. And then you pop it in for less than 30 seconds and see all the ground meat is cooked because it has greater surface area, so it cooks very quickly. And then you taste test it and see, like, you know, if you want to add more seasoning or not. Alright? Cool. Hello everybody. So here's an update on the dough. I don't know if you can see it, but see how big it has risen from before? That is a very good sign. That is a very successful sign, because yeast is a very tricky thing to handle, and if it doesn't like you, bad results can happen. But it looks quite good so far. Fingers crossed for a good result, and we shall see you soon. You guys want to see the dough? It's super huge and risen. Look at that. Oh, so spongy and soft. Look at that. See? This is what correctly risen dough should look like. It's so beautiful. Alright, let's play with the dough. So now we're going to partition this into small pieces, and then we are going to make little round blobs, and then flatten them out, and then stuff the filling inside of them. See, it's right here. And this is my mom just covering it with flour so make sure it doesn't stick. 小心水在那边. And now she's making a donut. So you're gonna make it into a tube and then cut it? Okay. Wow. Maybe we should just make a giant bagel instead. I do love bagels. And now she's rolling it, making sure it's all even so she can cut it into even pieces. It's a very long piece of dough. Cutting it in half. I will help her out later. Right now we're just demonstrating for you. Otherwise my hands would get dirty and then I wouldn't be able to hold the camera. Are we using all of this or not? No. Okay. Looks like some chunky silkworm. Okay. Now she's rolling it out. See, look how nice and flexible it is. Just stretches and pulls very easily. Kind of like, you know how you go to the Wetzel pretzel store and then they have that they have the clear window where you can see them make pretzels and you see how they stretch the dough and how pliable and soft and fluffy it is. Kind of like that. Except we're not making pretzels today. So you can see how she cut off a piece and then she's rolling it. Notice how she keeps the center relatively thick and she's rolling out the edges more so it's thinner. That will make it easier to wrap the dumpling and also make sure that the bottom is thicker so that when we cook it, it doesn't like tear or anything like that. Doesn't have to be perfect since we are going to be twisting the top into a little knot. Grab some of this. Smells delicious. And then this is the hard part. I don't know how to do this, but my mom does. Look how fast she is. Oh, so beautiful. And ta-da! We're done! Super easy, right guys? Needs lots of practice. My mom has definitely had much more practice than me, definitely. But she makes things look so easy. Oh, Kyle, so cute. Look at that bun. And then it's going to be so awesome when we cook it. But right now I'm going to join my mom and attempt to help her without butchering any of this. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Hi guys, I'm laughing because I just made one, but it's really tiny. This is my first one. My mom says not too bad for a first time. Well, look at my mom's. Hers are so big and like fluffy looking. I made a tiny one. Yay. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to learn. Maybe one day I can show it to you guys, but right now I'm in the process of learning. But this is mine. It's so tiny, I'll eat it and see how it goes. See you soon. Bye. Hey everybody, check out our dumplings. We're going to turn these into Jiang Bao, which is like seared, pan-seared at the bottom. I don't know the name for Jiang Bao in English, but basically pan-seared dumplings. And here's the oil, and we're gonna start. So we're basically frying the bottom. You want a pan that's like a little bit on the deeper side because we're going to be adding water to help steam and cook the rest of the buns. And then you want to line the bottom, make sure the bottom is flat so they will be evenly cooked at the bottom and have this nice crispy texture. I got this in like a Japanese market. It works really well. You're going to put it like that. So occasionally check the bottom to make sure it's burnt to the way you want it. Add some water so it doesn't get super burnt. And then add the lid. So adding the water in the lid will help steam and cook the rest of the bun. Because remember, there's raw meat and raw egg inside. So let me show you. So look, it's nice and seared. So you want this really nice brown, honey brown color. Yeah. So we're going to, this is a very fast process because once it has the right kind of texture and consistency, if you leave it on too long, it's going to burn very quickly. So the water cools it down. And then we lower the heat to about medium heat. And put the lid on. Look, we're having like a cookout here of steamed, or no, seared dumplings, seared buns. Dinner in my house is always so awesome. Anyway, and that is pretty much it. You just kind of, I think it's just a bunch of practice and stuff to make sure like everything's well cooked and whatnot. We'll show you the final product soon. Hey everybody, see, these are finishing up. Look how fluffy and soft and big they are. And right at the last step, you want to take off the lid and basically cook until there's almost no water left, so the bottom will be crispy. Otherwise, it'll be too wet from the water. And these are basically almost ready for a taste test. And my mom is putting some kind of magical, it's sesame seeds. I thought it was some kind of magical seasoning. She's putting sesame seeds on it to give it extra flavor and texture. Woo! So ta-da! Everybody, so this is what it looks like almost done. You see there's almost no water left, and look at the bottoms are nice and beautiful and brown and crispy like that. So this is a perfectly well-made, beautiful seared dumpling bun. Woo! So they're ready to eat. Hey everybody, this is the final product. Well, we have many plates of it, but this is the prettiest looking one. You can see how they are nice, slightly yellowy color. That's how it's supposed to look with the sesames. And I'm gonna lift one up and show you the crispy. Can you hear the sound? It's crispy, right? I'm scratching it. It's crispy at the bottom. It's nice and spongy on top. And I'm going to take a really quick bite and show you the inside. If I can pick this up. I know I'm not supposed to use my hands, but oh well. There we go. Really nice and juicy on the inside. My family, we don't like to put a lot of soy sauce. We don't want to make things too salty. So, compared to a Chinese restaurant outside, it's not as strong flavored, but we prefer like something a little bit with less sodium, a little bit more healthy. And here's like another plate. So yeah, this is super good. I know it looks very daunting, but actually it wasn't that hard to make. I'm just gonna eat right in front of me. So good. This is gonna become a mukbang. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed hanging out and cooking with my mother and I. We had a lot of fun doing this. It's a little bit of work, a little bit of prep work, but honestly, like, homemade food is the best. So, thank you for joining me. Hope you had fun watching again, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye! Everybody, just kidding. So, I will show you the leftover dumplings. Dumplings that you want to sear at the bottom need to be made fresh, so if you have leftovers, they would not taste as good if you tried to sear them the next day. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to steam these dumplings and then eat them tomorrow. And all you have to do is basically reheat it afterwards. So that is a much healthier option, and they still taste very, very good. I just wanted to show you what the steamed dumplings look like. And with the leftover dough, we made a gigantic steamed bun. In Chinese it's called mantou, so we made a gigantic mantou. Look at that! Oh, it's gigantic! Really great for breakfast, by the way. And then those are the steamed buns that are surrounding it. So, that is that. And look at these, so beautiful. Yeah, we are going to be feasting for the next couple of days. But yeah, so that's what steamed buns look like. They're really soft and moist and fluffy. Super like savory and really good. So, this is the final goodbye for tonight. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed everything, all the video and everything, and goodbye.